Hey guys, it's me, Little Ninja, back with another video, and today we're doing What If Deku Awakened Chakra Part 2, and I didn't post anything just last week because, well, really, I was sick last week, like all of last week, and it was just annoying, mainly annoying. It wasn't anything bad, it was just really, really annoying, so, yeah, and there's not really any shoutouts today either because, well, basically after I went into a summer hiatus, a lot of people stopped commenting. So, if you want me to shout out you in my the first next week video, then comment on this video or any of the other videos that I make this week. If you like my what ifs at the end, you could subscribe or even just leave a like. It will help me grow my channel. Without further ado, let's get inside of this video.
This shit hot, boy.
Shawty catch a vibe, yeah, I had to put her on. Bought a two-seater, yeah, we heading for the sun. Shawty got my high, I ain't tripping for the funds. Yeah, I won't start, I ain't tripping, I'm a stunt. Oh, living lively. Everybody tryna ride my wave, they can ride me. Pull up in a foreign to the curb, looking icy. I ain't never stressed about a fit, I'm on hype it.
We start off with Izuku Midoriya inside of his home, waiting for the message from UA, eating his favorite food, katsudon, which I honestly don't know what that is. I just kind of basically know that is his favorite food. I'll look up what it is later because I might want to try that. But yeah. Izuku waiting for like 2 weeks to see if his note from UA would come. He knew he got in. He just really wanted to see how good he did. Of course, this day would be the day where the note from UA would have got into Izuku's house. Izuku would have grabbed the note, opened it, and a holodisc would have popped out. Seeing this holodisc, he would play the holodisc, and All Might would appear. Hello, young Midoriya, as the All Might hologram would say. And he would begin to explain that Izuku got first place in the exam, and basically did the best that any student ever could. As the clones, combined with all the jutsu that he has, combined with a lot of different things of the factors, not to mention he didn't even have to use any of his secret modes that will be appearing in later videos. Other than that, he did very well on the test. It was basically easy for Izuku to defeat all them robots, and All Might would explain the rescue points of the portion of the exam, as the rescue points, the villain points would be 200 villain points, as those clones, they get work done, and then 100 rescue points, as the clones help people along the way, as well as Izuku helping Uchaka or Araka along the way as well. Of course, because of this, many people would have just wanted to give Izuku points, but they would have not, the UA would have not given their points to Izuku, because he already had so much points. Basically, almost nearing All Might's record. But of course, All Might record won't be broken in this what if, but maybe some other time it will. In one of my other later what ifs. Izuku would be so happy, but that's not all Might had to say. The last thing All Might needed to say was that Nezu wanted to see Izuku. Izuku just looked at the hologram as the hologram would disappear, thinking, oh no. Izuku, 100 things would be going through Izuku's mind right now. It's either they know that Izuku doesn't have a quirk, they know that Izuku's power is something different. They might expel him for trying to figure out where he got the power from, and just like 100 things are going through Izuku's mind. As Inka would come in asking what's wrong, and Izuku would not speak. So Inko would leave. Izuku would basically finish his food and then walk to his room and sleep. And the next week, Izuku would meet Nezu, as Nezu would have asked Izuku to be excused from the quirk assessment test. Because let's be honest, if he was in that test, he would win. I'm sorry, but this version of Izuku may not be as OP as some of my other versions of Izuku, but he's still pretty OP. Pretty OP, you know? So, this version is basically one of the best. Like, better than the rest. So, Izuku and Nezu would be sitting, as Izuku does not know what to say, so Nezu would start the conversation. I know you don't have a quirk, Izuku. It took me a while, but I realized no one person could have that many quirks unless it was given to them by that person. But I find it pretty unlikely that you are in league with one of All Might's many villains. So, I'm gonna ask you this once. What is that power that you have? Or else. Izuku did not like this. His grandfather told him to keep his chakra abilities a secret. Imagine what would happen if someone else could be able to use chakra on top of being able to have a quirk. Villains already have powerful quirks, and yet adding chakra on top of that, it would basically almost destroy the world. Not to mention that only certain people have the right chakra coils to even be revived. Izuku did not know what to do at this moment. He had two options: either get expelled and keep the secret of chakra, or tell Nezu and betray the trust of his grandfather. Izuku would ask Nezu, can he have a phone call just real quick? And I know you're thinking it's like he's in prison. No. Izuku would call his grandfather. His grandfather would give him permission to tell Nezu, but unless he really has to, not anyone else. He would explain to Nezu what chakra is and how he can revive chakra coils with these two seals on his hands. And yes, his grandfather gave him the sun and moon seal. If I did not say that in the last part, I meant to say that. But if I didn't, just a reminder. So, Izuku is the only person that can bring chakra back into the world. And only certain people that come from a line of ninjas in their family will actually be able to be revived their chakra. Basically, Izuku's the only one that can revive Ninja right now. He's the only one that will be able to revive Ninja. The Ninja world, the Ninja legend, whatever you want to Ninja call it. Nezu not really finding that believable, but then Izuku would explain chakra theory and all the Naruto stuff. All that good Naruto Shippuden, all the past. It's basically explaining everything that he needs to get Nezu to believe him. And of course, Nezu would finally believe Izuku and believe everything about chakra. So with that, Izuku would be off the hook for now. And basically, Nezu is on Izuku's side for now. So, Izuku would go back to class after basically everything had already happened. Bakugo seeing Izuku and being basically mad, as he remembers Izuku. He remembers Izuku as after he was bullied for being quirkless, Izuku basically switched schools. Well, that's what Bakugo thinks. But really, it was after Izuku unlocked chakra, he switched schools. So, with that, Izuku would see Mina and Kirishima and would walk towards them and would basically dap Kirishima up and talk to both Kirishima and Mina for a while, and then after that would walk home, as Bakugo would be right in front of Izuku before Izuku even got off campus. Bakugo would be exploding explosions inside of his hands. "You little deku. You really thought you could escape me from all those years ago. You just left the school. But you came here. Why is that? Why is that when I finally am rid of you? You show up at UA. How did you cheat? I know you don't have a quirk, Izuku." Izuku would just grin. And then that grin would turn into a laugh, as Izuku would say, "I have a quirk. Well, a power. That's all I'm gonna say." Bakugo would just be stunned so much that he would freeze, letting Izuku just walk straight past him, as Izuku would walk home, just leaving Bakugo to think. Bakugo would walk home after Izuku, and would just be thinking about that for the rest of the day. Of course, we go to a few weeks later with the first hero test thing, as Izuku, as All Might would appear in the dorms, coming through the doors like a normal person, although he is not coming through the doors like a normal person at all. That's just what he said. But really, All Might is not normal at this point. Izuku, All Might, walking through this door, would basically tell them to get their hero costumes, and everyone would change into their hero costumes. In being in their hero costumes, Izuku's new hero costume would basically be like a green version of Naruto and Sasuke's jumpsuit combined. Imagine that. Sasuke's, Shippuden, not the regular Naruto. So Sasuke and Naruto's clothes combined, but the Shippuden version, meaning Sasuke's jacket and Naruto's jacket, with Sasuke's jacket being over top of Naruto's jacket, but it's green. And basically, this is this hero suit that his grandfather made for him and sent to the school. So yeah, Izuku would be surprised by the clothing, but would basically notice that he also has a katana, also known as the leaf cutter katana that Sasuke used in Shippuden, or grass cutter. I forgot whether it was leaf cutter or grass cutter. It makes more sense to be leaf cutter since, Sasuke was born in the leaf. But grass cutter is okay, I guess. It honestly doesn't matter to me, but for the sake of the video, I'm just gonna call it leaf cutter. So, yeah. Izuku would basically have his sword, the jackets, and basically Sasuke's pants with the little thing. I forgot what. I don't know what the other stuff Sasuke has. You know what I'm talking about. You know what Sasuke wears in Shippuden. If you even watch Naruto Shippuden. If you don't watch Naruto Shippuden right now, go. You do not belong here. Go watch Naruto Shippuden if you have not seen it. And I've seen most of it. I've seen basically enough of it to know the plot and everything about a bunch of things that happen. Not to mention, people have spoiled it for me, so. So Izuku would walk in, and All Might would explain what needs to happen, and would divide everybody up into the teams. And yes, they would be the same teams to the canon, because I don't feel like making a random team out of nowhere like some what-ifers do inside of MHA. I honestly don't think it would be that necessary to make a random team. I'm already changing the abilities of the main character here. So yeah. Izuku would be paired up with Ochaka like in original, and everyone else would be watching from the sidelines while Izuku's team would be versus Bakugo's team, which Bakugo would be paired up with Ida like in canon. Bakugo and Ida would set up the bomb while Izuku and Ochaka would wait, and with that time they would make a game plan. Izuku would scatter a bunch of clones throughout the whole building, making one clone look like making a team of Ochaka and Oraka and Izuku. Basically, one clone looks like Oraka, the other clone is basically a regular clone of Izuku. With that, he knows that Bakugo would try to basically fight him head on, and he doesn't want to cause any collateral damage because that could hurt anybody inside the building, and he doesn't want to have to use any of his real powerful abilities. And the plan for if they actually come across is Bakugo, Oraka will use her gravity to basically float Bakugo to the point where he will be stuck in the air, and after that they would put the capture tape around him if they do meet him. So Izuku and Oraka would be running around basically the building trying to find the bomb, and lucky do, looks like Bakugo would have been going around the building exploding fake Izukus and fake Orakas. So basically Bakugo is mad, very very mad. So he is charging at Izuku with basically explosions as soon as he sees Izuku. Izuku, not even ready for this, would be hit straight on by an explosion and would be blasted back by this powerful explosion that was sent by Bakugo Katsuki. With that, Izuku would get up and would just be angry. Then he would call out to All Might. This is between me and Bakugo. Don't stop this fight. Originally, my plan was just to get the bomb. But if Bakugo really wants to fight that bad, I'm gonna give him one. Saying this into the comm, Izuku would grab his earpiece out and then would break it, and would tell Oraka to get to the bomb as fast as she can. As he says that, a green aura would swirl around Izuku going into his first gate, the gate of opening, and would proceed to start going head to head with Bakugo matching his explosions with Izuku's punches, as Izuku's punches would basically, when they wouldn't hit, would break walls. Izuku going so fast that he can't even basically see right now, as he does not care about his surroundings. He has had to live with the torment of Bakugo for years when he was pronounced corkless. If Bakugo really wants to fight so he can save his ego, then Izuku is going to give Bakugo this fight. So with that, Izuku would just match blow for blow with Bakugo. Basically, kicks, punches, explosions, everything except for Izuku using jutsu. Izuku did not want to use jutsu, as the jutsu that are powerful basically are the ones that would do big boy damage to the building, while the jutsu that don't do big boy damage would not be enough to take down Bakugo, and would also basically, how can I say this? Would simultaneously not do that much damage. Actually, that's all what I just said. So yeah, Izuku would basically actually just be toying with Bakugo at this point, and would basically go into the second gate, the gate of healing, and would be even faster, but also would be able to control his movements this time. Would capture Bakugo, and Oraka would have gotten the bomb in that time. So yeah, Izuku would not be pronounced the MVP, or Raka would be pronounced the MVP, as she didn't need to make her special rubble attack. She just confused Ida and got the bomb easily. So that is where I will be leaving this story off for now. I'm still kind of a little bit sick. Not that sick, but I'm gonna get out of it. So I'm just gonna make videos for this week. Like 3 videos. I'm doing like 3 videos a week now, so yeah. So without further ado, let's get out of this video, this what if, this amazing thing that was created by me, Little Ninja.